You guys can hear me okay. I just put on my my copper crown for this one via Lisa Finelli, my fellow Aquarian sister. Yeah, I just wanted to share and just kind of come on here and just reflect on the energies I'm feeling it right now. Maybe you guys can relate post this full moon in Aries. The moon's currently in Taurus, getting ready to transit into Gemini. But I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I slept all day yesterday. I felt like I was hungover. My body could barely move, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. So I know what it feels like to be hungover, and I definitely know that I felt like I was getting wrung out, right? At the same time, just really also excited with ideas that Aries has me feeling, excited about the future and in not only anticipatory but wanting to take action, right? Even though while there's things that still needed to fall away, obviously there was still things within my body that were still processing and still detoxing. So yeah, it was really having me hunker down and say, okay, there's a lot to do. There's a lot that wants to be done and needs to be done, but you need to take care of yourself. And so in this taking care of myself, I don't know about you if you guys can relate, but I used to be a workaholic so that I wouldn't have to settle down and sit down and think about things, right? If I was working and getting things accomplished, then I didn't have to sit and think about the bigger things or things that I didn't want to think about. Well, yesterday was one of those days I had to hunker down and think about things that I didn't want to think about. And of course, we're approaching Scorpio season, which is all about death, transformation, destruction, but also rebirth. I was born a Scorpio with my moon in Scorpio, which is the moon is how I feel, and Mercury, what I think about Scorpio. So I've been asking the big questions about death and, what happens when we die and what is this death thing and why do we suffer? I mean, from a very young age, which is what led me partially to become an astrologer and partly led me to become a bartender because I just wanted to, when you're bartending and people drink, you could pretty much discuss everything. Well, besides religion and politics. But for the most part, the bar is such an open forum for people to discuss their most in-depth and philosophical, expressions, which is always fascinating to me, right? And it also drove me again to ask the bigger questions to thousands and thousands of people. I was in hospitality for 25 plus years, so always having these conversations about death and what do we do when we die, and if we have just this in one life, then what's it about, or is there reincarnation, and did we do shit before that we were making up for in the terms of karma, right? So I've always been asking and questioning the public and myself about these realms, about these ways of being, right? The more to it than just this life.